But I guess I got that.
Elijah, get your friends.
Who? Oh, the Mario brothers? I'm sorry, I don't see enough Spanish.
Okay. Right now.
This freaking princess keeps trying.
All right, so like I said, I'm trying out my new thing, so let's see how it goes. All right, yeah, there we go. So, welcome to Friday Funday. Okay, I'm running out of breath. All right, so today we have a very good lineup for what we're going to do today. I did enjoy. I got out there a little late. I thought that maybe we could even use the ball or something to throw around because there were some people that were just too fast. And I just knew that there was no way I was going to catch them. So today we have a few things that we've already done our morning activity, and now we're going to go directly into project reviews. All right. And we're going to go through the projects. You're going to present your projects. The reason why we're recording today is so that we can start seeing what we look like when we're presenting. Next week, I'll be giving a small presentation on public speaking and presenting, right? So that we can start moving towards our graduation, which is literally in just 2 weeks and 1 day, right? Graduation, right? Graduation party, cake, family, friends, and we're going to present our work that we did for the community to the community. So today, when we have the group forms. Every group has a form. We're going to go look through it. We're not going to fill it out just now. That's why we want to do the project reviews, and we're all going to put in our comments and try to help the other teams and our teammates learn more about what could be done to make their project better. So we basically have this one. Next week we're not going to have one in that regard unless we come early and because we're going to Wally's. I haven't got the final confirmation, but that's when we're supposed to do it. And also, I want you to make sure you upload all your pictures and videos you've been taking into the folder. Very important. We're going to be using all these different information and data points from our 5 weeks together to make sure that we have a great representation on our final day. Because we're going to be making a presentation of all the pictures, sights, and sounds and stuff that we've done. All right. So that's the first thing we're going to do. And then we're going to complete all the forms, and then we'll have lunch. Miss Benoit says she can't make it today, unfortunately, though. So I don't know what we're going to do for lunch.
Like, are you joking or like?
He's joking.
Gosh, I can't even pull it off. Yes, I'm joking. Okay, she's coming. She's actually now getting everything ready and making sure when she gets there, everything will be nice and warm and hot. So that's what she's doing. And then we're going to go to that park. And we got the basketball. We're going to have my Marcus Smart jersey going so that, maybe I can rekindle some moves on the court. But we're going to go out and play and go on the swings and just enjoy the day. But yeah, up to now, I want to say I'm very proud of everyone and the effort that they're putting in. I think that there is room for improvement. That's why we're here, right? And I hope you've been enjoying a lot of the people that have been coming in to give you guys presentations. This year is more presentations than field trips because these people are coming in to actually help you with your project, right? So on a look ahead, because we want to do a look ahead as well. Next week, we had a few changes, but we do have PPS 50 was supposed to come next week. He said he can't make it, so he's gonna send the documentation, like some paperwork stuff, and I'll forward it to the PPS group. And then we're gonna have, I think, Miss Nolan, who works in the school. She came around one day when after you guys left and started telling me more stories about the African American community. And I think it's very important that you hear these stories. I actually just met a guy on the way coming, and I gave him his card. Hopefully, he calls me back. But he grew up in this community, and he was telling me how they used to hang out, in certain places. Or even more, I think the more striking thing, and I was telling MJ this earlier. Do you know that in the 50s, 60s, and 70s, you could not actually go as a black person to Fields Corner? Somebody know what Fields Corner is there?
Yes, please.
Right. You couldn't be there. Because it was segregation. So when they say segregation, it's a broad word, right? A broad word. Segregation. But what does that actually mean in real life? Like, what does that feel like, look like? That means that you couldn't go to Hyde Park. You couldn't go to Charlestown. You couldn't go to South Boston. You couldn't go to Fields Corner. You couldn't, so all that eastern side of Dorchester, you could not go. Parts of Blue Avenue you could go because the Jewish community was there and they didn't really practice segregation like the other white people. Roxbury was also owned by Jewish people and lived by Jewish and black people. So you're looking at a situation where you have like we don't really how do you guys know where to start from? How do you guys know where to work from? How do you guys know what we're dealing with? When I told you guys that at Hyde Park High, when they were throwing rocks at young people younger than you in the school bus, they're throwing rocks. They took a bus and turned it over on its side. They stabbed kids. And now we're in BPS now, acting like, oh yeah, well, I don't care about my education, or not you, but I'm just saying in general, right? And it's because I feel like they don't teach you that. Because if you learned that, if your parents learned that, then I think you guys would know, okay, look, we didn't just get here because of, they just desegregated and there was one magic wand they did and everybody just kind of started strolling in kumbaya and everybody was all together. No. People lost their lives. A lot of you your age were traumatized for all their life. Because can you imagine going to school at the age of 5 or 6 and people are throwing rocks and they're broken glass, students getting cut because of the broken glass? Imagine. Right? So these projects that we're doing are designed to document all this history that you will never find in the history books, because this is your history and the history that you actually need to know. Remember, we have to talk about cultural diversity. The reason why they don't want you to know is because it makes them feel bad. So they don't care what, they feel like you don't know about it, so it doesn't hurt you. But it actually does hurt you. Because maybe if we had a little more direction, historical direction, we would know where we're starting in this struggle. Right? So that is what we'll be doing today. So we'll go right into the project reviews. As we're doing it, like I said, if you go to your info sheet, remember the QR code, go to your info sheet, all the forms are there. So we have the form from Ms. Sharika. We have the form for Ms. Sharika. We have the form from Ms. Benedette Manning, right, of Swing Freedom. And we have all our own forms. Don't do those forms yet. Because like I said, we're doing our project reviews. We're going to give you comments, feedback, so you can get better. Then, like at the last component of today's presentation, this is the first time where how you give the presentation matters. So when you come up here, you want to stand straight, you want to stand organized. When it's not slouching and and this and that, right? Imagine you are trying to get a loan, or if you're trying to interview for a job, or if you're trying to get into college, right? Shoot, imagine if you're trying to if you're trying to propose to your love of your life, it's a presentation. Trust me, if somebody came to me, hey, hey man, I love you, bro, I love you, I want to hang out, right? Now you know. No, you don't. Not with me, though, right? Think about it. If somebody came to you and wanted to ask you to borrow you some money, ask to borrow some money from you, you gotta and then while they're talking, they forget and start doing something else. Because that's what happens when we're giving our presentations, right? People are not paying attention. People are looking left. People are looking right. Some people are talking. There's a whole other conversation going on the side whilst somebody else in that group is giving the presentation. So that's what I'm saying. Like, imagine that you're going to ask your mother to go to a concert. Anytime you are asking something from somebody, it is a presentation. And how you look and how you sound matters. It does matter. It doesn't matter, oh, I'm just going to read morning activity, project reviews, move forms, upload pic videos. Oh, I forgot to say Friday Funday. All that is, when I talk with passion. I go down, I talk a little bit lower. When I'm ready to give you an things, I come, yes, let's go. Right? Up and down inflections. I'm using my hand gestures. I'm not just, hello, everyone. I'm walking around, I'm looking in your eyes, making sure I'm keeping attention, and also knowing who's on their phone. On their phone, or playing their game, or not facing me. And these are the things that I want you guys to think of when you're giving your presentation today. All right? It's gonna be fun. And remember, if you're not good at it, that's fine. If you do anything you want to do, take this from me. If you do anything 10 times, you will be better at it. That's it. We're not going to grade you and judge you because you weren't the greatest speaker in the world. But if you don't give us nothing to judge, then you're leaving us to our own devices to think of whatever. Because let me tell you what, even if they hate on you, they know you tried. They know that you it's time to speak up and they can count on you. And this is what you guys need to think. Because sometimes, we get in these situations where, if I talk, they're going to talk about me. If I'm smart, or if I show I'm smart, somebody's going to have something funny to say. Well, guess what? They're not paying your bills. They're not paying your bills. They're not taking you to school. They're not putting clothes on your back. They're not putting food on your table. They're not doing nothing for you, but trying to stop you from getting your bread. And that's the problem we have in our community. A lot of people gave up. They gave up. And they don't want you to prove that they gave up. Because if you make it, that means that why could they make it? I'm from the same block. I'm from the same city. I go to the same school. So how he make it out? And they come up with some, So don't let anybody get in the way of you and your progress and what you guys have to do for yourselves. And this is a safe space. So you can practice it here. Maybe when you go out there might be a few people laughing. Or trying to make a comment to make you not speak. Yeah, I can hear you. Angel, you paying attention?
Yeah.
I know. Okay, so which team is ready to go first? And I have all your stuff loaded. Just all your teammates come out. We have two cameras here, two mics. So I expect both of you, we'll have one mic here. You want me to get the mic stand? No? Mic stand? All right, let me get the mic stand. But so let me do like 2-3 minutes to get yourselves together.
Yeah, so we're gonna go first.
After 2-3 minutes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
just
just
get, plan, look, go through what you want to do.
And then I said, we're not. Try to answer that question. Yeah. And if you get this one, well, that's the end.
Pick a side. Why am I squiggling for? That's weird, right? But it's weird because how are you getting
Yeah.
but I'm still in
I don't know. I think just reverse the lines that you set up. At least for today. We'll get more presentations. And you're probably. Oh, yeah, I think that's fine. Angel should be. Again. But yeah, you guys should. So that's. And the presentation is you guys like, we have like, we want like that's.
Red I remember back in 2020, all these little TikTok boys had these red Air Force One. I don't know what it was. They're all
But it's still like so my area is where it is. Area and where it is. Yeah. I think it should play that.
my man is so far, like, oh my goodness. And then when I get home, you just a break there. Like,
Oh, okay,
love
yes.
that. I love that. Ooh. I've been with him since what, 2021? Oh my goodness. Yes.
I mean, it's a real man in his heart.
Yeah, my dad is really like, my dad is so, ooh, and it has this cooling feature.
This was a bed.
Yes, my dad has this cooling feature, and I can turn it on, and it just gets cold. Ooh, I love my man. And my man loves me too, because they be giving me, like, you know how it does and stuff. I would go up, down, and it feels like I'm massage. Ooh, it's stretching my back, like, you know how heavy my back is?
And then running. No, but your
My
back surely
back-
do though.
You know, I'm a big back, so every time I eat bad food,
I hope so. I
need
hope so.
my
That was our
man.
plan. That's a good idea. Yeah. Hopefully we actually. I.
So it's my back.
Which one?
Amen. Right now, Melissa, Period. Right, Noah?
Right.
Period. Right, man? Period. Right, girl? Period. Oh, I talk to girl. I want to see them stop. Oh, Roxbury.
I have my.
That's you. You should be doing that.
Am I supposed to be doing live?
We're doing it now, big like we're so you live in Jamaica Plain. You gonna make it?
I have to make the slide.
Yes.
Girl. All right, then I'm gonna do it with my colors, my everything. I'm gonna do the first one.
Oh. Yes. Oh, cute. Look at her.
All right, babe.
Oh.
Are you say hi back?
Well, if you're supposed to. I don't think so. Yeah.
I'm sorry, baby.
Oh, I didn't know if you were talking to me.
Yeah, it really hurts my heart.
Hi. Have you seen a coach? I have, but she was the Yes, bro, you don't understand. Okay. So you work out. After you ate it. Well, then what did you do? That's a what?
But I love my friends, man. That's me having the money.
Who's going first? You guys? Yeah. Okay. Cultural hubs.
I literally want to go back to Central to find me a sugar daddy.
He was talking about this all day yesterday, guys.
I need me a sugar daddy.
He's talking about how he went
Part
up.
two.
He said he went up to this guy, find him a sugar daddy. He guess how much he gave him? $20.
I go right back. My sugar daddy better not be that broke. But I think it was split. Is that true? Right?
So the same age.
So it's not really sugar daddy. Daddy sugar boy.
Next Friday. That's what I said. You should have just took this You feel like what? You know, take this money and go.
That's a whole husband.
And you guys, who's on my internet? There's a lot of people on my internet.
Not me.
Okay, you're on one, not you, not you. Because you guys are taking on my, I can't even do anything. Okay. Make sure that this is not connected to the internet. This isn't connected.
I'm sorry, I hate those people. See, I get it with college, but like, babe, She probably been cheating with you for a little while. Because
Oh, are you
you're still in a relationship since high school. You didn't even explore your life single.
Oh, you did?
Like, you gotta go to New York, be
Some of my friends are like,
single,
oh
be
my god.
going to clubs, drinking.
Hey, what is this conversation?
I'm
talking about when you're 21.
Yeah, I'm sitting right now.
You know, like, I feel like you gotta live your life before you have a like,
I know, I'm like, come
the
on.
time, the time frame, having maybe something to
What, save it?
25, you know.
I always try, when I try to save it, but then I eat a little bit too much and then
If you
you
want a
know,
little
save
something,
it, it's not
for, you
enough.
know, like 6 months or so, and do your all.
And move
Not
this
a little
here.
6 months without no.
Time, like, oh, yeah. That's crazy.
No, like,
My
we
one
need
friend,
to
I
start
tried
finding me and not
to,
23.
she's one.
You feel me? And then
I was like, that's
we'll
not
have you
fun.
getting 25.
25 is about
28, 30. I really want my kid like 32. But 30. But it's whatever.
32.
I like that number.
And it's not bad or anything. It's just like you gotta get your money up.
I don't think 3 years or 4 years or whatever it is like a baby. Like that. How old are you? That's not that much. I'm like 2 or 3 decades older than you. Oh, older than that. All right. All right. We're ready for group 3. Because I said it the whole time. So like we need to record so we can see how people go presenting. Practice makes perfect. People on graduation, I'll be like, hey, I've never. Hey, team 3. No, everybody, all your team. This is why we're doing this. Okay. Somebody just asked me, why are we recording? We're recording because we need to see how we look like in a presentation. All right? Because we will be giving presentations. So now we see to now look at what so you guys will be looking at the screen, seeing how it looks, because this is how you will be presented. Right? Do we need more light? No, actually, I have more lights. I have lights coming in tomorrow so that we can find. No, you guys look dark. Not you. It's just like it's like what we did in with Z. Turn on a few lights. No, that's the opposite way. Is that better? All right. So I'm going to recommend that everybody think of like your introduction, right? Think of your introduction and what your project is about. You have the clicker. Clicker's right there. Do you want to practice one or two to see how it? All right, so it works. All right, so go back to the beginning. It's upside down, dear. All right. And what did you do? You pressed the wrong button, so now all sorts of stuff is happening. Okay, hold on. Now let me show you. All right, let me show you. All right, so left, left and right, and then this red dot is the pointer. Touch these ones, bottom. I give it up for Pete.
Hello, my name is Noah. I am the group leader of Project 3 Cultural Hubs of Boston.
And I'm also hello, my name is Elijah, and I'm also a part of Cultural Hubs for Boston. And I'm doing Jamaica.
Why are you sitting back down? Your team is presenting.
Um, anyways,
For this presentation?
let's carry on. So we haven't had we're working on our individual slides right now, so we haven't gone over this or this.
Tell us about like, what the thinking is behind you have a lot of titles.
So basically, we were trying to figure out the way we were going to do our project, and on the Boston Gov website, they have different districts for different communities. But we figured a better way of doing it for us would be doing the communities we live in. So I live in Roxbury, so I'm doing Roxbury. Melissa lives in Dorchester, so she's doing Dorchester. Elijah lives in Jamaica Plains, so he's doing Jamaica Plains. And so and now
That's fantastic.
yes, and so we're getting rid of these blank ones, and some of us have already started. So Melissa over here has already started hers, so I'm gonna give the mic to her so she can understand.
All right. Notice that you have to keep on pressing.
It's fine, right? This is what we're here to do, right? We're here to work through some of these things that we may not notice. So go right ahead. I'm gonna see if I can make it a little bigger for everybody to see.
Dorchester. So, this particular slide focuses on the history of Dorchester. So, Dorchester was founded in 1613 by the Puritans, but it was not as it's until the 1800s. And in the 1900s is when the rich family to Dorchester, but how it went from like the Puritans and the majority of the white Puritans is because of the immigration that happened in the 20th century with the Italians, the Canadians, and the Polish coming in. And then also there was a large sort of immigration group of African Americans that came into the neighborhood in the 20th century due to Jim. So that's the history of Dorchester.
Can you hear me, Lisa? Well, Lisa, try and project. Try and project into the mic, and like these mics work like this. So like, if you literally like make sure your mouth and the air that you breathe is going directly into it, that's where you start getting a little more. So it's I didn't want to put it on too loud, but yeah, there you go. Sorry, I don't know what's going on. This bit, sorry. No, it's fine. It's just that we like if I made it darker, like if I made the room actually darker, it would be easy to see. And if my silly computer would actually like link, because it keeps on saying trying to connect, like I don't understand. And it's literally connected right now. Let me, I don't know why it's doing this. I try to like literally telling me trying to connect. And I don't understand why, because my internet is literally here. Oh, now you're connected. You're pretty soon. Julie. All right, so now you should be able to click it. Well, it's still weird looking. Now you should be able to use the clicker to change the next slide. No, really, right? Okay, today is not like the content is important to tell us what you're doing, but it's really to kind of give us a presentation on where you are so we can give you feedback and see what's the best way to attack the cultural hubs, right?
History, and there's going to be another slide about cultural places, visit, and then the people that inhabit the Dorchester area now. So that's what we're doing. And like I like the thought of like talking about the different groups and how Dorchester sort of transitioned from a majority Puritan and like white neighborhood and then to this sort of diverse one of Boston's percent.
Nice. Remember, we want to try and stay a little bit away from white. I get it. I understand what you're right. And when you say white, then I just think all whites, right? And that is accurate. If there were any dominant factions in there, you can tell when you look around for the churches and the holy spaces. So if you see a lot of like Roman Catholic, churches, then it's going to be mostly Irish, that kind of thing. You want to, if you see temples as Jewish.
1613, the Puritans. So they were the ones that were there for a majority of the time until like the immigration of the Italians, the Canadians.
The early 20th century, so like 1900s, yes.
Yes.
The immigrants.
Yeah.
Do you know why they were moving? Why there was a lot of white? Why there was a lot of white? And I say white meaning all white. Movement from Europe into most northern cities. Well, it has to do with fascism and like Nazism and anti-Semitism in Europe. All right. So there are a lot of people coming over from Europe during those times. All right. So that's very good. All right. I like that. Very.
This is I did Roxbury. Started off my slides was I have a little over here I have what I'm gonna go over and I've highlighted the ones that are gonna be on this slide for mine. Mine is where the area. So Roxbury is surrounded by the North End, Dorchester, Mattapan, Roslindale, Jamaica Plains, Mission Hill, and Fenway. It's geographically the center of Boston. Um I put the areas of Dorchester, which is Union Square, Crosstown, and Grove Hall. And those are the areas, and this is what I have in my first slide. Or
First thing I want to say is that those two slides look like they were done by two different people. So I would like you guys to try and marry them, or if they're different, there needs to be a more clear reason why. Then I want you to research the Boston neck. The Boston neck. We do have a slide on it somewhere. And what the Boston neck is, where do I? Yeah. So the Boston neck represents like South Bay and Back Bay, right? Think of, you know where South Bay Mall is, y'all?
yes,
So what is a bay?
like near water.
It's water. It is water, right? So they call it South Bay because that was the bay at the south of Boston. So it was filled in. A lot of Boston was filled in the late 19th century, so 1800s, like 1850 to like I don't know exactly, but before 1900s. So Back Bay was water. Whole Back Bay from Fenway all the way to basically where the Celtics play was water. And South Bay was water. So what that meant was Washington Street, right down here. I'm trying to see where I can find that display. Um, where it is. There's a display. So anyway, on both sides was water, and that means that the only way to get into Roxbury from Boston was. There it is. Oh, snake would have bit me. Just a little quick one. This is why we do these reviews. So if you look here, this is the Boston net. So this, you see this black outline? That black outline is the old boundaries of Boston. Boston literally was just here. See, this is where the Celtics play. Water, that's Back Bay. Then here, look at all here. Basically, the whole thing down to. Trying to see if we can see what they have here. Now, near Cass here. So literally, there was water basically not too far away from it. And then all the way through, so all this part of Dorchester, all this part did not exist. South Boston. What is this part? No, this is like the seaport. South Boston, all that did not exist. All right. The easy way to find out how, what is real, if it has a straight street, like, if you go to South Boston, it's all straight. Okay, it's all straight. That's because it was built in afterwards. Okay. So the reason why I want you to do that is because Roxbury. So the only way to get from city of Boston, Massachusetts, is through Washington Street, South Bay, Back Bay. Okay. So I just wanted to show you that because that gives you why Roxbury is the center geographically of Boston. All right.
Yes, I think that would be going on the history slide of Roxbury, which I haven't done yet.
No, I got it. Go ahead.
But I included like the areas as little pictures of each area, and our group hasn't had a lot done because we planned in ahead for everybody to know what they're doing, because a lot of my group is going to be gone for a little bit. We were just getting the layout of how we're going to do everything, so when everybody comes back, we all have an idea or have.
Just
On the Boston Gov website, it says that Grove Hall is Roxbury.
okay. Let's just double check that. I'm not exactly sure, but it could be.
Okay.
I'm not saying it's not. Then another thing I would think is that you guys should try and create like your common fonts, common color scheme, so that it looks like one presentation given by one group. Right? So if you have this font, like you see how you have the African American Roxbury, it needs to be the same thing in the other ones. If you're using the normal writing, like where you say where is it and history of Roxbury, if that's the font you use, that has to be the font that's used in the other one, right? You want it to look, obviously, I know I'm not going to really comment too much visually because I know that you're still working on it. Also, I want you to think of your plan because you literally have 2 weeks. All right, so 2 weeks from now, we'll be doing another review. Next week, I'm going to try to see if we can do, but this might be one of the last reviews that we have before and I'll probably make Thursday, the last Thursday and the last Friday, either your final presentation or preview, right? If you guys are ready to do your final presentation, we'll just try and make it done there. All right. So Elijah, can you give him the clicker so he learns how to use the clicker as well? Sorry, Neely, so we should have let that you do that as well. All right, Jamaica Plain. Why did you use the water? That's very interesting.
Jamaica Plain. The reason why I used the water because of Jamaica Pond, and I couldn't find the picture of the pond.
That's fantastic. But we need that, you need to put that, the lettering above, like in the sky, so we can see it clearly, but it looks fantastic. And maybe we can use like different fonts, like go into the font space and let's get some more exciting spots.
Reset the theme.
It's not
I
loading.
added a lot of stuff into this.
Oh, you've added recently?
Yeah.
Oh, gosh. Oh, this thing is acting up. Right, let me reset it. The thing is, I just don't get this silly computer. And then after this, we're gonna go, I'm gonna open up your forms. And then we're gonna go through, because you're asking for your cultural hub. Right?
Jamaica Plain has a big percentage of Hispanics and white um in Jamaica Plain, like Tostados, a Dominican Spanish bar, then Dominican market named Freddy's, and the most famous one, Alex Chimney. Um, there's a Dominican parade on August every year because of the big Dominican population in JP.
All right. All right. Gotta work on Miss, make sure Miss Josie touches base with you so you can get those sentences right. You have, and also like I see a lot of space, empty space, so we can open those up. I like to use also, I like to just sort of like, try to find a way to what's that called when you set the, I guess a layout, yeah, layout, thank you. So you have to work on your layout, obviously. Once again, it looks like three different it looks like a whole nother group. I don't see the title. I don't see the panel on the side. All that is necessary. So that, remember, we have 7 projects. They're all gonna be looking like they come from that African Culture Initiative. And that is how like a business runs, right? Whenever a business puts something out there as a report, it looks the same, no matter what, whether it's a report from 2 years ago or a report from now, it is all done the same. Then I would recommend, because these pictures are a little bit far and fuzzy. I don't know if it's just me and my old eyes, but I really can't see what's going on here. Something more close up if you're going there tomorrow. Just try to make sure you get a good picture, right? Or go inside, take a couple pictures of the inside too. Uh, but this, I like the direction, and you're focusing on the food, right? And another thing that I do want to say I like is direction because it is focusing on the primary cultural artifacts. Because what makes it a hub, right, is the fact that you have things and products and services that the group is selling, right? And it's about identity, it's about making money, it's about bringing people into the community. And his really touches. I know you guys are going more in history and stuff, and that's fine. There's always space for that. But and I think maybe you haven't gone as far as you wanted to go. So I'm not just trying to give you guys overall pointers into what I see in the beginning. Okay, so, but the panel, it needs to look, this looks like a bunch of different people did different things. All right. Okay, so let's get some comments. Anybody has any comments or questions on anything we've seen here? Come on, because this is where they get feedback and you would want feedback so that your presentation can be just that much better. Anyone?
So my presentation must be good then.
No comments? It's perfect? Okay, okay. Kind of going through. So please, all right, good. So please, if you, maybe you should be thinking as you come up with a question, write it down so that when it comes to the end, you'll have it ready. All right, well, we're not exactly done yet because we want to look at your form. Yeah, you have a form.
Like what for? I thought you were talking about folder. I was like, oh.
See, whatever. Yeah, just trying to pull it up. Because this internet is just doing it to me. Just like, I don't know, maybe I have to like delete things from this computer or something because it's just acting really
Wait, you
irritating.
Oh, camera. I'm just stop. Oh, boy.
All right, take us through your form, and I will scroll it down. I don't think you can. And this, we need to change the link on here. I shouldn't be able to come to the back of it. You should be, well, okay, for all of you that don't know, please let's do it now, right? When you want to send the form out, you need to add a link. And what do you go to send, and you come over here, and then you copy this link here. All right? Jeez, just. Do you guys see what I did? So please go to your form and go to your form and then go to send, go to the link part, and then you can copy this link. All right? All right, I'm not gonna, yeah, so go to your thing and change that up, all of you, because I'll be clicking on them and I don't want to be going to the back of the form. All right, but we can go ahead with yours since it's here. All right, so you asked for the first and last name. You made that mandatory.
Oh, wait. So I guess this is like a little mistake in our part, but you don't actually have to put your first and last. So you can just put like the initial.
To a form, give them points, because I actually added the link. But if they would rather, because then I won't know, like I can't give them credit for completing, which is fine.
Yeah, no. I mean, no, you can put your first name, but what you can go to settings and make it so that you have to see manage settings. And you say you guys have to not collect. So they have, I guess either you can do it that way and let them restricted to Boston Public Schools. No. All right. So that's another thing. So please note, please every group, because if you made it, we can't have it Boston Public Schools, because once we send it out and people don't know about, people are not with Boston Public Schools, it will not. So check your settings, make sure there's a place to put the emails. See now is like you have to put a valid email. Now as name, you can just say like first name or initial, you're right. But I think that for us, just putting your first name is fine, so we'll know. All right, so go ahead. Let's go through what else you're talking about.
So when like the area that you did, so we added all possible.
I don't see Rosendale. So double check and make sure, I hope you're writing these notes down. If you want to find out where all the cities are, I think they're like 23. All right. What's your cultural background? You have Dominican, Caribbean, Puerto Rican, Asian, West African. Why did you only pick those? No, but you do have Dominican, you have Puerto Rican, which could be looked as Hispanics.
Hispanics can be like Salvadorian, Mexican. The only reason why we put Dominicans and Puerto Ricans is because that's a big population in both. Well, to be honest, Salvadorians as well. Is more of a big population here in Boston.
All right. So um, I think that, well, obviously, I think we have to work on this. And we do like on the Afro American Academy application, we do have a good template for you to use because we do try to find out your cultural background, right? So you guys can look at that and take that off. Um, and then maybe have another section where, because seems to be a lot of quantitative data. Yeah, then you ask the ethnic places.
Wait, what was the bottom? I forgot.
What is a cultural hub in your own words? So what is the goal of your form? What are you trying to achieve with the data you're collecting?
The other form is to basically get an idea of where people are from, what's their cultural background, and how that impacts the cultural area that they're in. So if we get someone, say, me, I'm an example. I live in Roxbury, and my area is like near super close to Jamaica Plains. The population around me is very people who speak Spanish. It's not really likely that you'll see someone who's black in the area or in the area because it's so heavily like Hispanic or Dominican. There's a lot of Dominicans in the area, a lot of Dominican food places there. So it's not likely you'll see African American around and living in the area. So the point of our slide is to get an idea of how this data is shown in compared to like the Google, I mean not the Google, to the Boston government. So it's an example of like who lives in this area, do they fall under the category of that their area is heavily populated with their culture and who's like what's the area look like for them?
What is our definition of cultural hub? The one that I told you to use. Artifacts they're selling cultural services and products. Because you can have a place that's Hispanic and they're not selling anything. They just live there.
Yes.
That's not a hub. That is like a residential area. So when I say cultural hubs, I mean locations where a group is selling their products and services, right?
Yes.
So I think we need to rejig this um, to find out like what products and services people are.
When you go further down, that we actually talk about what shops or what culture shops and food places are in the area. That was one of our points. We were just trying to get an idea of like the person. So
How many of your ethnic places are in? You might need to do there's ethnic places. What is a cultural hub in your own words? Is that what you mean? I'm trying to find the question that you're talking about.
ethnic places that are similar to yours and where
I'm gonna add something like example restaurant, something hair salon, something so that people would know what you're talking about. And then I want to go to the next group, but I think this is fine in general, but I don't know if a culture, you don't need to ask them what a cultural hub in their words because they may not. I don't think you need to ask them what is a cultural hub, but I do think you need to ask them something for like put in more information about like your cultural background or something like that, some qualitative, so you know about the cultural perceptions that this person is coming from. And then, like I said, change. I think these ethnic places are any of these ethnic places in your community. So when I say, if you're going to use that word ethnic places, you should have a place where you're defining it so people know that, example, restaurants, hair salons, clothing stores, whatever, and then I do understand why you want to find out how many you have. I'm thinking that you might get, and I like that. I like the age. And I think you should go to the Afro American Culture Initiative to find out how we asked you, how we divided it into Afro Caribbean, African immigrant, African American, right? And then last thing, I think though you said something about that there are not a lot of Black people in the area because it's Hispanic, but yeah, well, fine. But they're Afro Caribbeans, they're Afro Latina, and like Brazilians and people from that are Black that consider themselves Hispanic, even though they are racially Black. So I just wanted to clear that up. But I think P3 is well on the way to a fantastic presentation. So give it up. P3. Okay. Right. Thank you. Adios. Good job, guys. And like I said, try and work on that. Try and work on those on the form, especially because at 2 o'clock I have it scheduled to fly. I can delay it a little bit if you guys need more time to work on it after school or whatever. But I have an email going out to about 10,000 people scheduled for 2 with all your forms, so that we can get data from everybody in the community that I handle. So it's like a way of volunteering. And I want you guys to share it with your community as well. All right, who's the next group? Who's the next group? Come on, let's hurry up so that we can have fun at the end of the day. Who's the next group that wants to present? Now remember, we're not talking about finished presentations. This is just for us to do like a review. Right? So I don't expect anything to be finished. There's no judgment. In fact, at this point, I'd like it not to be so finished so that you can get advice on how to navigate what you're trying to do. All the members of the group are expected to be up there. And you have the clicker if you need it. Why is this thing? It is so annoying. Okay, you're clicking the clicker. So you take the clicker during the presentation and put it to the beginning. No, he's just playing, doesn't play. Like the person talking has the clicker. These are the little things we're trying to work on. Take it all the way to the left to the beginning. All right. You're the leader, get us started. Hey. Hey, you're pressing into the computer here. You don't have to point it anywhere. It's just kind of slow, but you're good. Introduce yourselves. You can do a little joke, whatever, but just introduce yourselves so that it's kind of you flow right into your presentation.
My name is Angel.
My name is Alexia.
My name is Zach.
And we have a question for all of you. Have you ever went to a swimming pool, like a party, like the swimming party? A swimming party? So y'all know like how it be crowded, you can't come up with that. Size, Marco Polo.
What did you pass that for? Okay, he's talking. You're doing great. Let's go, just try it. Why not? Good job. Let's go.
Our project is revolved around swimming and mostly in pools. Our, and also safety for beginning. We are trying to find a safe way or a better way for Black people all around the world to get into pools and learn how to learn about pool safety. So bad incidents won't happen, like stereotypes about Black people not able to swim.
Excellent. Now remember, we're recording now, we're slouching, we're doing like this, we're doing like that. I told you guys because you're presenting, you're right there on camera, so we can see how you look.
Together. And how have Black people who actually know how to swim. We can make our community white better instead of having 64% who can't swim.
Okay, so you see she was talking and she was doing like this, so we didn't hear you. You understand? Just give you a reminder. It's good. It's fine. I'm just trying to say, working on the presentation skills. So you were talking and explaining, and your mic was away from your mouth. So no big deal. No, let's give you that. All right, go ahead. You it's very cool. You do this all the time, so it's not something you don't do. So let's talk. Fantastic. And do we have a slide in Spanish? Okay, this slide right here, just write down real quickly. We need to break that into bullet points. Remember, it's technical writing. I told you guys if you come here to write a lot of story, you're gonna get in there. The reason why is because it's too much for us to read at one time, right? So we need to get have like kind of like an intro, some bullet points, and then the conclusion. All right, but you guys know what you're saying. I'm very happy with it. All right, go ahead. And then also for all this 45%, 65%, you're gonna work on it with Miss Amelia, but you could be showing that in a graph. Remember, yeah, we're gonna get there. Okay, go ahead. Here, because now you're this. All right, it's changed. It's changed. Okay, now you're going backwards. Now just be patient because remember it's streaming, so it's like a little bit of a delay. Is that what you're looking for? All right, good. And okay, so when you're giving a presentation, you can look at it, but remember, by this time you're gonna have seen it, like because you'll be practicing it between now and 2 weeks. So once you see the page, you kind of already know what you're gonna say. You use those little bullet points as just primers. So okay, swimming ability, okay, yeah, 64, 45, 40, okay. So blah, 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 because you've already, you kind of semi-memorize it. And if you forget, the cool thing, just look at your slideshow and it'll remind you. So you don't ever have to worry about like, do I know what to say? Do I not know what to say? Right? So go ahead. I can't hear you.
Are not here today to make this slide, so
This is why we do this. No, it's not. Look, please don't everybody laugh or anything. It's just part of what we're here to learn. Go ahead.
This is a diagram I got from my research, and it also shows about the diagram about like Black people or the percentage of them that don't know how to swim. It's mostly when you look at it, you can see like non-swimmers like 64% of people who are not knowing how to swim, but other like Hispanic or African American, and then other 45% are Hispanics, and then also the other ones are Caucasians for like 40% of it. The other percent are like 78% people who have no ability to swim, or 70% were African Americans, 62% were Hispanic, and 67 for Caucasians.
Fantastic. Obviously, you definitely know this net definitely needs to be in two bar graphs where you see the different levels, so it's like visual. And then I love the fact that you put data provided by USA Swimming Foundation. So we definitely need to, Amelia, is there a problem? You're stuck outside. Can somebody go open the door for Miss Amelia, please? All right. All right. So that's awesome. Anything next? Oh, you have a video. Niche. I haven't connected the video to the. Well, we can just see it. We don't have to really watch it, but at least can you go to the video or they have to load it? It's okay. All right. Now, how did you put that video on? Did you do it on, is it a YouTube video? Okay. So if you press right on the clip, okay, hold on. You guys press the button. So hold on. You guys have to be very careful because if you press the wrong button, no. See, you press the wrong button, then it now collapses. It may have been, no, yeah. Well, those ones on the bottom, you not to press, that's what collapsed it. So basically it allows you to collapse it, but just hold on. We're not gonna be using this. I'm gonna have to get a computer because I can't, huh? No, just wait. I just need to reload this so that it's not your fault. It is but I do want to see the video work, and then we'll go to your form, and then we'll be done. All right. Slideshow, like, come on, this is just. Now it's not facing you. Right, there you go. Wait for it. That's what I'm saying. I don't know why this computer is like this. All right. So do we have can you guys go to is this the page with the video on it? This is the page with the video on it? It's taking forever to load. Hmm. So annoying. Hold on, because even I'm learning stuff. I think I'm just gonna put this on your, where you P2? It's acting fast. The other one is acting slower than rocks. All right. So I will just press play, and then let's see. Let's see the screen because I can literally start in front of you. Yeah. Right, and I like it as short, as quick, and again, people like, like I said, just to hear video as opposed to just the voices, that's good. I do think you definitely need Angel to keep the energy going in this group because everybody's just very quiet. I love your voice. You have a very good speaking voice. I think like a radio presenter, actually, like very strong. Ashley and Tania, you guys just continue practicing your voice, and we need to see him doing something in Espanol. Okay, so where is it? Is it ready? Okay, what page? Oh, it's in the form? Okay. All right. Well, I would like him to have a presentation part that is in Spanish so that he can give his presentation in a more comfortable form. All right, and then now let's just go to let's go to the, oh, I like this. All right, swimming facilities questionnaire. I love the way it's titled. I love the picture right up the front, right? And it's actually the right, and technically you've done the right thing because this is not the behind the scenes. This is the actual front of the of the file. So very good. Name, oh, fantastic. You have the name, you have the questions in Spanish and in English. Please give it up for P2. That's just lovely. Good job. All right. What swimming pool would you go to? And then you get to pick. There's no option for this one. There's no option for this one. There's option for 2. There's option for 4. And there's no, and it says Ption, Ption. I don't know how to spell that, and there's no picture for 5. So if you're going to have pictures, obviously you need all of them to be pictures. And if you're going to have, okay, have you ever taken a swimming class? Fantastic. Okay, another thing, if you're going to put English first and Spanish second, then you have to put English first and Spanish second on all. If you're going to do Spanish first and English second, then you do Spanish first and English second for all. Right. Do you consider swimming important for your survival? This question, maybe it could be more of a rating. So, like, how important do you think your swimming is to your survival on a scale of 1 to 5? I think that would give you more. Oh, 3, because this is just I'm either yes or I'm no. What about if I'm in the middle? Right? I love it. I love it. Are you currently? I'm trying to move fast because I know we have 3 more groups and our time is going out. Describe your level of swimming. All right. What's the nearest swimming facility to your house? Cost. Very, very well done. Cost. What qualifies as a swimming? Right. This is very, very good. I'm very impressed. I think that one thing that I remember from her talk yesterday was that she really wanted to scare people. Why do you think that? I know she's not a scary person, obviously. She's not trying to, but why do you think she wanted to scare people?
People more interested in their attention.
Grab attention, more vigilant, and take it more seriously. So, is there a question you could ask or information you could put? And another thing, like maybe a preamble, considering that so amount of people die and things, this and that. Have you ever encountered anything like that in your life? I don't know. I'm not saying that that's the question. I'm just trying to say, given that 1 in 3 people, so like that question when you say like, do you think it's serious? No, what's the swimming question here? This question. Do you consider it important for your survival, right? Maybe it's a preamble where you give a little bit of background saying in the United States, communities of color have water deaths or whatever 2 times more and this and that. And do you think that's important? Or a qualitative question? What do you think needs to be done to remedy that? So you just leave an open box. Do you have any open box you don't have? You have a lot of quantitative data and not a lot of qualitative data. So you want people just to give their thoughts too. You don't want to lock everybody into so just add another question that gives people just to freely discuss. Do you have any experiences with any kind, like, you give a data point, and you say, do you have any experiences with that data point? Right? And then you can get some quantitative, yes, no, maybe, but you can also tell us some experience. If so, tell us more. And then just leave an open text box so they can put in qualitative data. But please give it up. Okay, any more comments? Comments? Sorry. I'm trying to, because I know we have 3 more groups. In fact, we actually have 5 more groups. So we need to hurry up. Right. Give it up for. All right. Who's next? Quick. P4. All right. P4. Hold on. I'm doing something wrong here.
PRP for I'm group leader. You doing today?
All right. You guys are good to go. You guys are good to go.
Talk about the desegregation of Boston Public Schools today.
All right. I have to do the clicker for you because this thing is the one with the clicker is not working. So just tell me to click and I will click. Sorry. So remember now you're in front of your presentation, so we won't be able to see it as well. All right. And you're sitting down on the thing. You're supposed to be presenting your presentation. Remember, you're asking your girlfriend out for her hand in marriage. You're gonna sit down like that and do it? No. So that's the idea. All right, let's go.
People that made change and how to like, and if you can make a change, what would you have done? You can click it now. Like background information is gonna be all of it.
Right.
Just touching on like how it all began and like the program. Go to the next one.
I would say that definitely need more pictures. This could be 2 slides. Yeah, I get it, but what I'm saying that even if this should not be the final one, and the panel is not here, the panel on the side, where it says it has to look exactly like that. But go ahead.
Yeah. To just a group woman. And yeah, just work back. You'll learn more when we actually present data information.
Right.
These are pictures. That's one.
Right, can you just briefly tell us about some of these pictures and why they were chosen?
Just like children in action during the time. They had she's opposed to budget.
Okay, so that's the opposition, like that, showing both sides of the tale. You guys have, I think this is super long.
Nearly 50 years ago, Boston police officers stood guard outside of schools in Roxbury and South Boston as black and white students were bused to different city schools for the first time. The program, which was established to meet a federal court desegregation order, was met with overwhelming displays of racism, anger, and violence.
It's clear whites who do not want blacks in their schools are acting in just the same way as violent whites in the South.
I can remember it was an angry, angry time. No matter what we said, all these people that we looked up to at one time in our lives were turning against us.
What? Right. Video on.
Sign on to tell it.
Well, that was the first time I heard about her as well. So I think you did a very nice job of that. You know, one thing about school busing in particular was that
You guys need your panel here, like that, all those panels, like that's part of like the content. Okay? So it looks uniform amongst all the different things, right? I'm being very hard on that because if you were in a company and you were supposed to give a presentation, you would most likely have some kind of similar pattern. You wouldn't be able to just create, especially if let's say you're doing an official presentation to another company or on behalf of the company. You couldn't just create something. You would have to follow a format, and that's kind of what we're mimicking in this exercise. So make sure you look at that template and understand that yes, the color can change, the other things can change, but the panel and the other, like the base, like how the African American Summer Projects is there as part of the branding and marketing and the organization. But this looks very good. All right. I mean, you want me to go to the next page?
nearly 50 years ago, Boston police officers stood.
This is our impact on others' face. I'm not trying to say too much, but this is about how like it's affected others.
Please, the guy's trying to give his presentation. You're clapping hands. No, not clap like that. You just don't even see. Start clapping. That's it, clap. All right. Sorry, Stanley. And you see now why when you're talking, you could be interrupting somebody and making them feel like, oh, now I have to start again and this and that. Somebody's up there doing the brave thing. Please support them. Right, Stanley. Stanley, you just have to look at your page, study the content, right? It's only like one page. You don't have to say all the words exactly verbatim, right? Don't ever feel trapped by the words. That's why I don't like people to read it sometimes, because once you read it, you feel trapped by what you read. So you just start reading, post erupted, okay, post erupted at City Hall. Yo, man, at City Hall, it was crazy. Things was going on. Feel free. Feel free. I think it's because of the mic is by that, it's by the speaker, right? Feel free, Sandy. However you need to communicate, feel free. I'd rather go from there and we fix that rather than, oh, I gotta be perfect. No, the way you want to say it is what I want to hear, right? Like, the impact of Boston Public Schools over the past 50 years extends beyond the students and families directly served by the district. All right. Over the past 50 years, Boston Public Schools, like what's going on with all this desegregation, it's not just happening in our community. Yeah, but that's the only way is with noise. It's not. There's other ways to keep warm. Hug Chris. All All right, so you saw what I'm doing, like I don't want you to get trapped by the words, and if you need to simplify those words, then let's simplify those words. I don't need people trying to pretend, like, I want you to express yourself, all right? So people were fighting and they were threatened, their life threatened if they came to school. But it was so crazy in certain locations. In Hyde Park, we learned that they literally, they scared the children out the bus and they took the school bus and they turned it over. That says exactly what you see what I'm saying. So don't get trapped by the words, because trapped by the words, it means that you will be thinking about more about fitting into that context rather than just let it come from the heart. All right. And when you connect with people, it comes from the heart. When I give my speech, it comes from the heart. So, but I think you're doing it. I think you're doing a good job. Just want you to not feel trapped. I've been going to the next, or we're still on this one. Going to the next one. Okay.
This is our how does the subject prepare or prevent harm? So essentially, it's about desegregation and students being able to achieve higher grades and higher achievements in educational fields. So like being able to go to college and like being able to separate themselves, being able to get different equipment and stuff like that, like teachers, special teachers and all that, and advanced placement and all different things to help them progress further. And that basically goes into the next point, which is economic and social mobility, which allows African Americans to be able to break the cycle of poverty by being able to create better job opportunities so that they are able to provide to their families and so forth. And then there's one more slide.
Well, hold on, before you move to the next slide. So now when you start off, first of all, I don't like that little harm on the bottom by itself. Let it just be one line. But when you're doing the things, like you can just say, so how does the subject of repair and prevent, how does the subject, you should put how does Boston Public School desegregation? Like, right, that's what we're talking about, right? When you say how does this subject? You're talking about desegregation and, yeah, so you don't skip that out. How does how does Boston School desegregation repair or prevent harm? That gives you your start. So you don't go, just look at the title, equal opportunities. Then another thing I want you to do is, if you can shorten that out, because you're also getting trapped by the words. We don't want you to read the word, like, you didn't come here to watch you read the words. You came to watch you kind of make a performance on what you saw here. So if you just start off with that first sentence, segregation aimed at equal education and opportunities for all students, regardless by race. You could have a bunch of bullet points, and that's where you kind of riff and go off like script, so it sounds and more natural. And like you can see, African Americans students achieve higher levels of education, which can lead to better job opportunities, economic mobility, thus repairing the cycle of poverty linked to segregated and underfunded schools. Those could be bullet points. And then all you need to do, see, because another thing is that because you have to even find where you are on the page, that's going to slow your presentation down. If you just had bullet points to read. Economic and social mobility. By providing better education opportunities, desegregation helped many African Americans achieve higher levels of education, like going to college or going to this. Better job opportunities, right? Because they have more education and more skills to put in different places. Economic mobility. People started, although one thing that, like I've told you, is that there was a lot of economic mobility back then, and it's just that they were in one community. So we don't have to go into that detail now, but that I just don't want to play into the trope that back, like we never had people that had owned homes, and those brownstones, like by Mass Ave, those were black owned brownstones. They're worth millions today if they had been allowed to stay there. So that's economic. We had it. So let's be very, I don't think you need to change it per se. I just don't want you to, we have to be very careful with the languages, the language we use, because these languages are entrapping. It keeps us thinking that there was never nothing. And there was, like I said, just leave those people, they would have been rich, super rich by now. And now you took it away. Then now you act like, oh, now we need economic mobility. We didn't need economic mobility. We just needed where we were. So, but that's all. Okay, let's go to I'll go to the next slide, and then we'll do your. Okay. How does it promote? I like that you guys are doing the restorative summary. Very important.
Yeah, so how does this promote inclusivity? Desegregated schools offer a more diverse learning environment where students from a different racial and ethnic background can learn from each other. So this allows diversity and promotes inclusivity for everyone and exposes different students to different exposures and allows people to transfer and be able to make essentially community building. Schools that successfully integrate can become models for inclusive communities that can host multicultural events, celebrate diverse traditions, and encourage inclusive practices that extend beyond the classroom into the wider community.
All right. Okay. Like I said, I want you to be free from the writing because you can see you're bogged down because you've got to read it, and then you now feel like you have to say exactly like what you see. And Jasmine is very good at this because she does the Chop It Up podcast. But like it's just about like when I was doing my Friday Funday presentation, that's all I needed. And from there, I just look at the morning activity, project reviews, and then that's how we grew it out. But all right, go ahead.
The issue today is a lot of school buildings were built before World War II, which means like, for example, management last year, like back in management, like whatever the term, it was falling onto the table, everything. There's a lot of leakage and it's not doing that right now.
Right.
So we should, that kind of leads to like the point of our forum. We want a better education in our neighborhood. We could talk about the MECO program, how like we shouldn't have it, but what are they doing here to make sure we won't have the MECO program? If you want to like bring attention to what's going on here, because like for example, the Jeremiah Ebert, if you go get over there, if you're shooting, if you're stabbing, like no one wants that when you walk into the police feel like you're welcome and you can go there to get education. They need to prioritize right now.
All right, now I get it. I just think that there's a bridge. That's what exactly I want. I do not want echo, but I just know that's where we're starting from. So sometimes when you're trying to like advocate, while we know where we want to go, like we want a place where there's no racism. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Like none of us here are gonna see that in our whole lifetimes, right? So yes, that's what we want. But in order to get there, we need this to happen. We need this to happen. And one of the things we need is just them to spend money on making sure that the MECO program is better and it's more direct. I think it's like, I feel the MECO program needs to be directed to help the community that it's like you're getting these great brains from. How do you introduce these people back into the community? That's kind of where I think. But let's go to your form, all right? Let me just go to your form real quick because we have a lot of groups that we still haven't done. Let's see what you got going for your form. All right. So we have BPS at 50. What school do you go to? Or what about if this goes out to somebody that's not in school anymore? What school did you go to? Okay, but remember I told you that I really would like. Oh, I'm gonna send, so did you, okay, the story of current conditions for MECO, this and that and the other. What? You don't think it should, because I just don't think you can send out two forms. People don't fill out two forms. Like, you're like, how many forms do you fill out? You get what I'm saying? Like, it's hard to fill out. I'm just saying, you get where I'm coming from. So what I would do is that I think that you need to try to find a way to put in, because you want to make this comparison. Because one of the things we're trying to say is that nothing has changed. I talked to the lady Carolyn Crockett yesterday, and we were going on, and that's true. Nothing has changed. So I really big, like, I mean, I get where you're coming from, and you're very strong in that, and that's fine. But if we should, like, if somebody, like, what year, you'd probably just change a little bit of the context to say, what school did you go to or did you go to? Do you have any experience with busing or not busing? What years did you go, like, you can put some things to find out, like the time frame that they went in school. Because if I send this out to 10,000 people, you may have more people that we can get information from that are not in school anymore. Do you have any stories of the busing and the segregation? And I think, okay, let's go on. But I think just make that tweet. Go ahead. Oh yeah, that's true. Not bad. I like this. Quantitative. Is your school building up to code? Right? Bathrooms, got it. Do you feel supported in your staff in school? Do you feel welcome in your school? Welcome. How many teachers in school look like you? Is it important for your teachers that staff and look on you from your community? Does your school have music or arts program? Fantastic question. Does your school have a parent council? Does your school have a student government? How many cultural events does your school hold annually? Does your school have after school activities programs on campus? Very good. Like I said, that caveat needs to be there so you can try and see, because with just one or two tweaks, we can see what it was like and has it improved. Because what about if we find out that, in fact, from the data we collect, it's even worse now than it was back then? We just say it's okay, but how do you know? Right? Maybe they had more services, more vocations. I think you maybe add vocations to your arts and things question, and then something else I was thinking. Very, very good form. I really think no, yes, I think that what school do you go to? There needs to be one that says BPS charter, like you can add it to this. So this is like, what type of school do you go to? Charter, private, medical, public, right? So that you can get, and then, like I said, add one qualitative question where it's like, tell us of any experiences or stories that you may have had in your school setting that you feel, jives with the Boston desegregation. Maybe jives, but you get what I'm saying. So, and then I think you'll be done. Please give it up for Pete Moore. Very good, very, very good. I'm very impressed with what you guys are doing. Hi, Miss Samantha. So we're gonna be doing this like a working lunch so that we can have time to, so when she gets ready, we'll go around, people will go get their food and come back and we can eat where we are, but we need to continue moving so we can get through everything. So we'll have time to go to the park. I got my basketball shoes on. Let's try to get a little exercise. Please don't kick me today. They're gonna take it out on me. All right. Who's next? Which group is next? P5? Okay, so then you're not ready. Where is P? Is P1 ready? One. Cultural health and balance. Cultural health. All right. P1, if you're ready, because P5 is not ready, and then we're going to now chop it up, and e-gaming are going to come to the forefront, and we haven't started that slideshows yet, but we're going to go over what needs to be done. All right. So give it up for P1. There we go. Okay, is this all your teammates? Every teammate needs to be up there. Why do we always act like we don't want to be part of our group? Huh? All right. So you guys are ready. know you guys are good to go whenever you're ready. Hello, everyone. Can we start with like this? Hello, everyone. How you guys doing? And then we're P2, we're one. No, keep us engaged. Let's go. Hey, everyone. Okay, go ahead.
We are culture and we had like a little bit of a slow start, so we don't really have technically anything on our slides, but we have already on our outline.
That's more important. That's more important.
So we've been working on our outline. We finished most of it. There's still some further research into the history and
Do I have, did this share with me? Oh, I think I saw it. I did see it. Hold on. There you go. Okay, I like these full, all right, very nice. Okay, so take us through it a little bit, your outline.
basically before Princess came, I did most of the work. Because it was kind of hard to split it up, but I did mostly like the questions towards the end, about like the effects, how can you change things, things like that. And then I had Emanuela have a version of the outline in French for her so that she could um, figure out like what she wanted to do and be able to understand what was going on in the outline and figure out a part that she wanted to do and put her research for her links that she found, everything that she found into her doc. And then me and Princess, we talked about how we want the slides to, the information that we want on the slides and how we want to structure them and the way like we want the order that we want them to go. Right. Um, really, it was just kind of trying to figure out how to make sure that everyone had some portion of the outline to do. And Obsession and Harvest, they had their own like little history background thing that they did. So Obsession had obesity.
Let him speak.
No, sorry.
Let him speak. No. I want you to speak because even I want to make sure that we have French. Is it French that you guys want? You want French? So we need to have slides that people can present in their language. No problem at all. Okay. So, but if you want to do it in English too, it's fine. But I want to hear something. I want to hear your voice. That's it. S'il vous plaît.
Hello everyone.
Just tell us what the one you're going to work on. That's all.
I just do my outline about Asian culture.
Okay, Haitian cultural food. All right, great. We're gonna have some good Haitian cultural food today.
Into, I believe, obesity and the like Latino demographic. Like I think below 18, like younger than 18 to 18, I think was his demographic, and he put some links. And I believe some of the information from the links underneath that. But then did he? Are you sure Jaheen? Because they were not there.
Where's Jaheen? He's going outside. Why did anybody go outside? They don't get to just choose.
Yeah, they weren't there yesterday when I checked over our outline, so I assumed he put those there.
Tell Jaheen that it's. What do you think? Go ahead, sorry.
But yeah, so our goal, oh yeah, and we worked on our form that we wanted to send out today. Second, We might have to change a couple of things since are you putting things out to? Okay, but I wanted like our form to be like within a circle, like our organization here, something like that.
wanted as much information as possible, and the data here we're not being, we're trying to give, I mean, this is what we're doing to all of them. So why do you want it to be here?
So that we could have some data, because I know, and me and Princess talked about this, it's not as much data as anybody would like, since we have a bit of like start, but some.
Asking people to do data.
I wanted to do hours so that I could see youth. And because, the people that you moved out to, you said a lot of them are older and everything, and that's okay.
But you could add a thing so you can find out the ages of the people who fill out the thing.
We can, but I wanted to try and focus it on the youth, so that way we could have sort of information on how youth are coming up and how our cultural health and wellness is, like how it is right now, and also the impact of the program, because we go on field trips, we don't walk, we have food, like for example today, the Haitian food that we're having, the food that's cooked, that's cultural food, that should hopefully be healthier than us getting donuts. Like we have.
It is, and that's why it was good suggestion.
Yes, but like stuff like that, I want data on to try and be able to see and say, okay, so week 3 to week 5, people walk this much, people have eaten this food. Do they feel healthier? Do they think there's any difference in their bodies or their mentality after the program? And I want to see that.
Limited to just this group, because I feel like you could ask those questions and just have a section that you could ask those questions to everybody, and then by the time you get the data, you could process out the young one, right, to get it from the newer ones. Because I do have the thing ready to go out. So just trying to think of how best to salvage that situation. I kind of understand where you're coming from if you're asking for specific things in the program. But I would probably try and see about what can be asked more globally, and then if you do want to ask something more specific, we can do something separate for that. I guess. I mean, I have no issue with that. I just feel that for what I was expecting, but no problem. Let's any other things? Are you?
Maybe ask more questions, something around
You can make that one for the one that's going out. Let us do something global.
Well, I think it could be like a bit more, inclusive, so just make the duplicate of what we have already, things and things. Because I want ours, so I want.
Duplicate, that's the one you're keeping, 'cause I already have that link. The email that's going out. I don't want that link changed. You get what I'm saying? Does that make sense? Basically, I've already put all of the links you've given me. I've already done it. So I'm gonna just make the new one here. That's all. That's all. So let's make this a little more global. Let me look at your thing. Where is the cultural element of the survey? Let's see what you got. All right. What is your age? So you already have what is your age. Well, I wouldn't, let's not put it in qualitative, right? You want that one in quantitative. See, yes, you put like the age ranges or things like that, right? What is your height? I would say the same thing. Remember, the reason why I'm asking is you have to think of what the data looks like on the other side, right? So you're either going to read a bunch of bits, or you're going to have a pie chart that says 20% of the people that you got are this height, 20% of this are this height. So I would change those to quantitative. The same thing with the pounds, right? Just have some ranges. How many steps do you think you take in a day? That's a good one. But I still will put it in ranges, especially if you're asking for numbers. If you're asking for numbers, try and get it so that you can represent those numbers in a numerical fashion. How many times do you work out weekly? This is perfect, right? How many calories do you think are supposed to consume in a day based on US standard? This is like a quiz question, that's fine. The percentage of people that actually got it right. All right. How many fast food places do you oh, that's Jaheim is in your group. Be with your group now. Thank you. Yeah. How many fast foods do you think are in a 10-mile area of where you are? 10 miles is pretty big for Boston. Yeah, like 10 miles is the whole of Boston. You're literally saying that Boston, I mean, because if you have to do anywhere and do 10 miles, you'll be out of Boston from here, I think. I don't think it's up to, I don't think it's up to 5 miles to get to Hyde Park. Well, that you didn't say Greater Boston one, but within 10-mile area of where you live. So wherever they live, right? If you're gonna say that it's 10 miles, that's pretty big. That's what I'm saying, like 5 miles or something, because I don't know what 10 miles. You're telling me I need to calculate how much. Basically, that means all of. If let's say let's do it now. That's like all of Dorchester, all of Hyde Park, all of like the whole of Roxbury, going all the way downtown. That's all the fast food in that whole area. I think what I'm just trying to say, 10 miles is too big to really even have an idea. And then definitely those numbers would be too small. Because I mean, I have I'm going to share with you the fast food proximity report that I did in 2020. Around Jeremiah E. Burke, within 1.5 miles, there are 9 McDonald's, Burger King, and Wendy's alone. We're not including Subway, Chicken Place, just those 3. There's 9 in 1.5 miles. So I would try to bring that down to like 2 miles or 1.5 or 2 miles, and then use that as, because that's like your immediate vicinity. But even 2 miles is literally from here to, let's thank you. Let me just go Wendy's near me. The closest Wendy's is 1.6 miles away from me, and that's in Mass Ave. That's the one by I-90 by I forget the name of Boylston, whatever, the one that's near the Prudential. That's near the Prudential from here. That's the closest one. Right? 2.5 miles. So I would change that because even look at it. Well, down so long, I'm trying to get to 10 miles. 13 miles, 12 miles, 11 miles. Okay, so let's just take this one. Wendy's Codlin Drive. Where is Codlin Drive? Okay. That's that's what I'm saying. So you're trying to say, yes, that's what I'm trying to say. So Boston is really, really small. So you have to use like 1.5, 2 miles before you know. Because if you said that question means it's like 100, right? So let's just let's look at that. What else do we got here? Looking at your farm. So that's that. I think generally, I think you're good. I do like the calories. I do like the part about the calories and how much they run a day. Um, did we ask how much their intake is? Or we just said how much? Okay. No, they said how many do you think you're supposed to consume? Do we have, okay, I see the next one. If you had to estimate how many calories a day, how many you consume? And can we do one on like, okay, you said steps, where's the steps? Okay, how many steps a day? We also add how many miles? No, I get it. I mean, just trying to get another, because you have calories, this is get steps. And that's it. Any questions? I think everybody's busy eating their culture food. They're not worrying about the presentation. You have a question? Okay, what, oh, you're digesting, that's what's going on. All right, give it up for P1. Good job, everything was good. And then last but not least is P5. P5, are you ready, or should we take a little, let's take 5 minutes and get somebody to eat? Huh?
The gym. You exercise, they don't want to exercise.
You can show them benefits, like what we do here now, like, I would like everybody to do all their work, to pay attention 100% at the time. I would love all that, but in the end of the day, it doesn't work like that sometimes. So you just gotta encourage them people, remind them, I mean, try to find fun ways. So look, well, like for me, what would I do with you guys? We do all this walking, because I know if I said, let's just walk, nobody wanna do it. But if I say, let's go, but if I said, let's go downtown and let's hang out with my people, you have to walk, and I'm not saying that. That one. Can you give me a fruit punch? Tamara, can you give me a fruit punch, please? Did you guys take a picture of your food before you? What? Thanks. We'll take it. Yes. It's there. You guys can see? I can see.
And you did not take it. I went through all the work.
Yes, I'm not a bowl of paper salad. Everybody else, everyone ate? No. No? And. Yeah.
We ain't playing around here. Like somebody had that salad going. Right. That's okay. I'll have a little bit of salad with my dressing. That's it. Uh, I think that works. Culinary cuisine. Difficulties to think about and getting feedback. I'm telling you. Yeah, you already put mine in the microwave real quick. Huh? Jeez, this is the longest string in the world. Definitely needs to be cut. You can put this in the microwave.
If there's a yeah, thank you. Oh, does everybody want to eat? Yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah. Sorry, guys, that would be one extra case of me. I'm gonna get out of there. How is it? Oh, I'm so excited. Is it good? Oh, okay. Okay. Oh, thank you. Just do it. Yeah. Or spoon. Okay, okay. Yeah. What's up? It's like how Right, it's trying to run away. And it's like, come back.
Wait. Because I already feel it all. Center. I'm so happy you said something, but I'm just like out loud.
Who remember? And we're supposed to there. Hey, Eric.
Oh, look at him. Let's see him. Look at him. Nah, they're weird, man. Here and they. Yeah, right. I'll go live.
Oh my God. Oh, I don't.
You're in. He knows.
I was going straight. He was coming like this. He caught it. And so started coming from then, and that's like they're only trying to make him.
Right.
I was laughing at
Talk about
And then she looked perfectly fine now, while in her face, and her final 5 minutes. Walked her up the tree. I sat her down like, love. He's like, I love you, I love you. He's so nice. My comment was, oh. So beautiful. Yeah, that was our favorite part. Yeah, I thought, yo.
Get you through it. Because I know honestly what goes wrong.
Somebody got this.
So we're waiting for P5, whenever P5 is ready. Cause the now, and oh, P5, chop it up and e-gaming.
Them little plates you have.
Oh, she.
With the hood.
Yes, sir.
I know they don't talk. Where's my drink?
Better.
What the job?
Okay, let's not, you're not on the thing. You're not on the thing. You're not on the thing. You can't say that.
What teacher? I was talking like that. What about like her face right here? Oh, look at her skirt. People look at her skin. Look at her. Oh, look at her dad. Driving me crazy.
That's out to the whole world. Although nobody's watching though.
Oh yeah. I problem. That's just not my. This is not my problem. Problem. Go ahead. Who's in group 5? Mhm. Yeah, yeah. Hello. Interrupting. Hello, quiet, calm down. So guys, we're gonna quickly run through. We have 3 to do. The other 2 will be kind of quicker because they haven't really started their slideshows, but we want to start going over what they want to do. That's chop it up in e-gaming. But I think it's time that we do a little democracy around here and make a vote on penalties for F-bombs in particular. Excuse me, we're going to okay, I said one thing and we must start screaming. Hello, boys. Boys. Okay, now I think I've been giving a lot of like, hey, stop, like this, but it doesn't seem that it's working. And I think that as what we had discussed earlier as teachers and the staff was that we need to be taking off points from the team points for things like F-bombs, definitely. Especially these are loud, very emphatic. The whole thing in here. That went live. Still. No. It's about respecting this group, respecting ourselves, talking to other people in ways that are going to allow them to work with us, not work for us, but work with us. So how many of us think that that there should be some penalty with for F-bomb? No, it can't be a monetary. I don't want guys. Oh my goodness.
idea.
There's your other idea.
We can have like a jar and we put money in it and it can go to like.
You put money in it. But who's I really don't. I don't really. I just pick it up. We think. The reason why I want to put it in the drive system is because we want your teammates to be the ones talking to you to say, hey, you're costing us every time you drop an F-bomb. I don't want you to be the not the police. That's why this drive system exists, because that's your group, that's your peeps. So talk to that's what I propose. No, but I've already got like one of the four things. From now on, I don't minus 50, Ms. Josie. Or but no, that's where like it's not even no. First of all, it's not a big thing because you don't have to say it. It makes it sound like it's like you have to say anything. All right, I can go a whole day without saying an F-bomb. Can you? Yeah. I mean, it's simple. I don't think it's that difficult. So, and I don't want us to use this, Laura, I don't want anybody to use this as a way of bringing people down or I think in this case, everybody heard that. So I don't want that situation. I think it's a very serious thing. We should be able to address each other and talk to each other in more respectful ways. All right? So I am just going to take Miss Josie's suggestion, 50 off. Miss Josie. I agree with Miss Josie. I'm just trying to be a little more diplomatic. But really, we're the ones in charge of making sure that everybody keeps their safe environment. And I don't think F-bombs are just going up there, you know. Well, then you gotta help your peace. It's 50 points. 50 points is like it's like Miss Josie. In the translation, if you do a field trip, that's 100. Remember, this 50 is only off of their points that's only going to go off of their points, and your whole points are calculated by the average of everybody's points in the group. So it's like 50 directly off.
I think we should do 50. Right for you.
I don't think I need to do it. Right now. I'm going to be a dictator for one day. No, we've given warning. Now we're just trying to make it so that everybody knows that their tribe, their tribe member will be, only the tribe member will be the top 50 points, but then when you average it out amongst your teammates, it will not equate to 50 points in like, in just like a straight drop. These numbers here are averages. These numbers are averaging, right? So we had an activity, we had a game. So yeah, it does take out, it's not going to take out the whole 50 points from your total, but it will take out 50 points from the average. So maybe it could be 10 points or 15 points, but that person will now have the bearing of like when we get into the ones, like people that have the highest, so we do have the individual stats. And that person may get many gift cards or prizes or whatever, because we can't have that, okay? So that is the law of the land, and yeah, this little here, and the
All right? So the law of the land is if you drop any serious F-bombs that are cursing or harassing people that they feel offended, what else have we had? Cat calls at stealing. Stole. Nobody stole them. Just keep it. And to be honest, I think we're going to take, as far as the infringement price, we may, if it's something egregious, we can go up to 100. I could go up to 100, right? But for S-Box, we're going to take at 50. So let me get back to my food and let, me. Close to my food. You guys see what's happening here, Ashley. No. If you're taking some of my chicken. Y'all just try to keep it clean. Keep it clean. Keep it PG. On that note. All right. We need, after your suggestion, group 5 come up because we need to go to the park.
They like don't have like first like items.
Can I sit and eat that? Somebody's charging. All right, group 5.
You
We're gonna high focus in charge me.
Oh, stop.
Come on, P5. And because see, no, hey, no, you're near the mic. You're near the speaker. What happened? Turn that off. Somebody did something. Sarah, give me that.
Check.
All right, give it up for P5. P5. Hey, MJ. Okay, hold on. Before we get started, I told you guys that we're looking at the way you're presenting it. You see what you guys look like. Okay, nobody's going to take you seriously. All right, go ahead. And you're blocking your presentation. Go ahead. Come on, listen to your people. All right, go ahead. We got you. Oh, okay. Hold on. Ooh. I like that.
African American history of Roxbury.
You can't really see the lettering. We have to work on how you put that somewhere and maybe have the picture on the, not on the side, but we'll work on it. Nice.
Satan.
Okay, that's us down here. There's this little corner right here. We can maybe do better, but okay, we'll do that.
Station.
No, that's that. I forget what it's called. The Roxbury mural where there's like Malcolm X and everybody on that and people crossing the street.
So yeah, the key. Okay.
I like these transitions. They're very funky. You seen the transitions?
So Roxbury became a city in 1846, and Europeans was annexed and annexed it, and yeah, to the city of Boston in 1858. It was a home to others, some like supermarkets, barbershops, etc. And Roxbury was a city in Boston where land traffic had to pass through and factories, and also big, large buildings.
Sorry, I'm over here eating.
So the impact of others. It was a home for people in their communities. When things went downhill, the government had moved around 2,600 families, 8,600 people in 1960 into Union Square in Dozen Square. Ever since they had done what they did, families were ashamed of their decision making for their community. One particular family, the VRA, was going to take her home and Shirley had a heart attack and lost her life. And I had to read an article. They station, but they gave my mother 5,000 for that house. She cried when she learned that the VRA was going to take her home and later had a heart, and that was Michael Machette. Yeah, and on the bottom left is the church back then, the Nubian there before and after the government replaced it with the police station 1963 to 2020. Not done with this slide, but picture of Roxbury slash back. So this is H. McCall. He was born and raised in Roxbury and was the first Black male that was elected for governor in New York City. And on the right is 1909 Dudley Station, when trains either enter or leaving the platform.
So you see on the bottom, they have train track, right?
Yeah.
Those are the trolley lines going to Mattapan. Just to let you know, so like you would go from Mattapan down this way and go all the way, and then if you want to go to Forest Hills, you go up the stairs, go to the train and then go on the orange line to Forest Hills. I like it. I think that definitely work with Miss Josie. Let's try to tighten up the like New York City's, the small C, little things like that. You need more space. Like you have a lot too much space. Right. And I'm gonna help you guys with that, and we'll go over, try to do some editing to make sure that looks good. You have it. Okay, let's go. I think there needs to be a little more like these kind of slides. They're great, but you need to have like either bullet points and then pictures. You don't want to ever not have pictures because it just makes everybody go, okay, I don't want to read, right? And then it slows your presentation down because you can't, like, you have to read it rather than just see, oh, a bullet point, right? Then your panel is not there, like the part that says here, that part that's supposed to be here, that's supposed to be on every slide, like the template. But this is just like a good draft, so I really like it. I love the transition, like that really adds it adds a great thing to it. You can actually have transition where pictures appear and things like that. I'm sure you know. All right, so what do we got here?
And on the bottom left, it was a shooting that was very like 7-year-old kid got shot, and that's the other picture on the right top. And then they had police protect brutality protests on the bottom right. So yeah, and then in the middle is the rate of homeless in Roxbury, like a chart of homeless and shelters.
Terrible. Take a picture there, oh, please.
So what have other activists done? Well, Tom's most influential Black civil rights activist. There's one person from the civil rights movement who created life-changing. A group of African
Colonists. Good job, good job. Chest of tea.
Chest of tea in Boston. Harvard. Friends with
Revolutionary.
revolutionary and the
Right. This slide, the only thing I'm thinking is like, one, we're going back too far to the Boston Tea Party. I get it. It is something that happened but is that here? That's like basically by, I don't know if it's here, but it's like over there by, it's not really that's not in Roxbury. That's over there by downtown. Anyway, what I think I would like, because there are other activists. There's, I think, Ruth Babson, who did the 50 Melnia Cass. These are people, because remember, all the Black leaders lived here because this was the only place that Black people could live. So you have a lot to dig from. John D. O'Brien, who is he? Yeah, he's the first Black commissioner of education, or something like that. That's why this place is called John D. O'Brien. And then I also want you to think more about what, I remember, I'm really trying to point out with my work how this area used to have all these beautiful things happening. Those pictures, Madison Park. So when I think of Black African-American history, I'm thinking of all the things I've been telling you about, like how like Madison Park was a place where music would happen. And we'll go over this, but music would happen. There were lots of businesses in this area. There were soul food restaurants. There were dentistry offices. There were homes, all Black owned. So trying to shift it a little bit more to the infrastructure and the community, describing the community, because that's, I think, one of the things that we do not have is like when we say Black community, just think, okay, well, Black community, but it doesn't really look like those pictures that we have there, right? So we want to, and that's what I hope your form will look like, but it's more about trying to get stories so we can get a good picture, not of what is generically in the books, because anybody can do that. We want to know, like, okay, so like where you have the Martin Luther King, we can talk about the place that I showed you on that, where his church used to be. That's that one over there is on the second one down. You can talk about Wally's and the jazz scene. That's kind of where I want you to go. So not saying that this isn't, I guess, important to Black history, but if you want to talk about, like, you have to relate it to Roxbury and what happened in Roxbury from the standpoint that Roxbury was a thriving African-American community with all sorts of great so like you want to tell the story like it's Black Wall Street, because it was our version. So when I think of that's kind of the overarching like concept that I would like you to focus on, is that Roxbury was the African American Black Wall Street, and then find information on that. We still have 2 weeks, so don't worry, we still have a little ways to go. So, but I think this is a great, do we have more? Do we have more? Black History Month represents Black influence around the world. That's one. The one why is other. Why create African history job. Like I said, I think let's just look at it's good stuff. I'm just saying the context
is not particular, it's like Black History Month. I would rather us focus on whatever, there was a Roxbury history, like, were there parades? Were there, and these are some of the things you'd be asking in your form. Was there parades or like, like what kind of business is there? There was a place called Nubian Notion. Why was it called, why did they change it from Dudley to Nubian Square, right? But when you started off talking about all those communities, that's a great place to start. Because then you'd say, well, it wasn't just 8,600 people like that. These people were communities, there were churches, there were parks, there were businesses, and this was a network. And then you can now start talking about, and then we can try to find more information and tell more detailed stories on things that happen inside Roxbury. Fighting for Boston Public Schools happened inside Roxbury. Juneteenth flag was created inside Roxbury. So these are some of the things that I want us to focus on. Researching history rather because you're telling them more of a narrative, which is okay. I see this part, and this would need to be in bullet points. All right, too much story, too much writing. We need to get it down so that it's very clear. Boom, boom, boom. All right. Sorry, I'm trying to rush, but I want us to be able to get over a little bit of this itis and have enough time to go to the park. How does the subject repair? Okay, I like this a little better because it's broken up, but maybe you bullet point it. Okay, this is your form. All right, fantastic. So, okay, let's do your form and then we'll right. First and last name, African American, Caribbean, Asian, European, African, Hispanic. Wait, do you use I like this. I like this. Or maybe it's because I know that some people like Hispanic and Latino. Is it not, is it different? Huh? Yeah, I'm talking about like some people look at Hispanic as people that identify more the Spanish side, and then Latino is more people that identify with more of the like the Native American side, like yeah, that's what I've so like Mexicans may not look at themselves as Hispanic, they look at themselves as Latinos. I don't know what I'm not Latino, so I can't anybody help us with that? Puerto Rico is what? They're Latinos. Then who's Hispanic? So we use it interchangeably because sometimes we're not part of their culture, but I've heard something like that. You want to add to that or interchangeably? Who? Mexican is not Latino, they're Hispanic. And they were colonized by the Spanish. I'm not sure. I'm just trying to think of.
Hispanic heritage was irrelevant. It was like no longer a term used to describe Latinx populations. It doesn't include Afro-Cuban and other populations that are not.
See, that's what I'm saying, that they're not the same. When you say Hispanic, it normally means like this, in Spain. But so let's put a Latino version. So if people want to identify as Latino, they can. We don't have any Latinx, we can, right? We don't care. We're not trying to make somebody feel like they're not where they're from, right? How many family members live in Roxbury? Okay, trying to get some family ties. I would make this numerical, meaning like options. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, more than 5, or maybe do 1 to 2, maybe 1 to 3, 3 to 5, 5 to 7, 7 plus. Where do you attend your education or work? What part of Roxbury do you live in? So what about me? I don't live in Roxbury. And you said
And then maybe you should ask just one question. You can get it from one of the other groups and get the neighborhoods and say, where do you live in? All right. Then if I would then I would say, how long do you live in how long have you lived in Roxbury? I don't know what part of Roxbury do you live in. Is that you think that I don't know if that's I would change that. Um because I mean Roxbury's Roxbury. I don't know like what part. Were you saying the upper hills or I don't know if that really okay, what did you mean by that? Let me ask you guys. In Roxbury, I don't know. How many neighborhoods do you know?
Mission Hill. Like Mission Hill, like Ruggles, that.
I think it's actually Mission Hill.
Like Orange Street area.
I'm so eating. I'm just trying to. Oh, I appreciate that. Oh God, neighborhoods if Boston. Okay, I don't get this. Why is it telling me like Yelp? Oh, thank you. Here we go. See, Mission Hill is an actual neighborhood. Right. But and then remember we're trying okay, let me just see the whole thing because remember we're trying to get African American history in Roxbury. So I'm assuming you're asking these questions so you can see how valuable you can take there. And okay, so if you live if I think that maybe like if you live or have you ever lived in Roxbury and how long have you lived there for? You got to put like 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15. Like I've met people that, oh, I've lived here for 35, 40 years. Those are the people we want really, because those people would have stories that what Ruggles bust is close to your house. Okay, so why are you asking this question? Why not? That's not the good reason. Okay, we need to support this group too. You got to focus on what are you trying to achieve with your goal. I mean, with your form. Okay, okay, better question. How does that relate to African American history? No, it's fine. Look, this is what we're here for. How does it relate to African American history? Right. So let's just, I mean, I think like I like the effort and I like this question right here on the scale, how much do you know about Roxbury history? Fantastic. I love it. That's exactly what I need. Then what do you know of the history? Share a brief story about that's fantastic. How well did your school do at teaching you African American history? That's very good. What do you think your community should work on to keep it safe or healthy? I'm not sure that relates to African American history. So I think I'm going to pause my email and I'm going to send it out Monday because but promise me that you guys will work on this on the weekend. Tomorrow, I'm going to be online from 9:30 to 11, giving you guys a space to work virtually so we can work on this if you guys want. I know we have to chop it up, but that's what we need to do. All right. And I will help out in any way I can, but think about the goal of your project. right? If your goal is to get African American history, your question should be, I like some of the setup questions, like where are you from, this and that, because if you're Asian that lives in Cambridge, what you know about Roxbury, right? And then but then you've given them an opportunity to say, oh, I'm married to somebody from Roxbury. And this is what I heard, or this is what my mother-in-law told me. You've given them that opportunity. Then I like the fact that you're testing people's knowledge of Roxbury. So one thing you could do is like we could get the pictures of the church. Did you know the name of this church? A little bit of quiz just to see what they know about. Did you know about where maybe like Wally's? Did you know what did you know that is Wally still owned by the original family or not? True or false? Because it is, right? So you could do stuff like that. You could even ask specifically, do you know of any businesses, or this might be very good. Do you know any businesses or churches or buildings that no longer exist from that time that are memorable to you? That's a good one. Please ask that one. Something so that we can get some, because I told you I never felt so special as to know that that was the dentist office. Then Miss she's gonna come here next week. Miss Nolan. She said that parade happened, like if you go into Slade's right here and you take a right Hammond Street. She said that the parades used to happen on Hammond Street. Wow, like really? Is it? Yep. And I'm like, so that is where I think we should go with this. All right. So does anybody have any other questions? All right, give it up for Bradford. Good job, guys. All right. You can stop posing now. It's over. All right. So, okay, so we're almost done. We're going to go out for lunch, but we have two more groups, and it is going to kind of give us a brief chop it up. But the chop it up presentation, we need to start discussing that. So chop it up. Get on the mic. Come on, chop it up. And that way you get to work.
Good afternoon.
Hurry up. Okay, we chop it up. Is all the chop it up members here? Tahim, I'm using the mic. Go on, use the mic with your team. All right. Okay. So the first thing I want to do is I want to give Chop It Up and here a big round of applause because they have been keeping us hosting, doing a lot of great stuff for the organization. Hey! Okay, you know what? That's another thing. That's the second thing that's going to get taken off. All the talking is precision 100. No, Zach, don't worry, you're good. All right? So you guys know I'm going to be taking off points from your group for all this moving around and talking. Okay. So we need a presentation by Chop It Up, okay, to kind of give us a synopsis of what you've been doing over this period of time, all right? From the post to the meetings to the podcast, how you prepare for the podcast, and your survey obviously is that you want. And then obviously with this work you're doing, you guys now want, and how you get the work out there, how your operations is, how we post, all those things. And then you guys want to do more fun, right? Things, right? Because I give you the academic stuff, which is still going to happen. But for it to really take off, you guys have to be more creative, come up with like skits and things and all this other stuff. So we would like to see a plan for that. So a little bit of, how are we moving forward? What are your plans for the next year of Chop It Up and what you would like to achieve? during the next year. So can you guys just start talking a little bit about that? And then, of course, we'll do it later, but just give us your, what have you accomplished and what have you been doing this? So remember, we're recording, so you can always go back to this and use it as a scat. So what have you guys been doing? Chop it up. Chop it up. Everybody chop it up, group. Publishing on Instagram, okay?
Flyer.
Taking flyers. Raising awareness on what? What have you been doing? So we've been interviewing people. We've been interviewing people, creating content with because yesterday, what you did for Miss Manning, you guys should really, I hope you understand how important what you did. When we did the research, what did we find out on her, on Miss Manning? Elisa, remember what you said? She has no social media presence. Why do you think that is? She's an older lady. She doesn't have that. But you saw that knowledge she had and passion. So you guys now see that there's a market for turning all this great experience into modern content where your young people, because if you see what it looks like, that if you see what that what the video looks like, it looks like an informational that with some editing can go great. Okay, so I want that to be part of your presentation of some of the things that you guys are trying to accomplish to chop it up. You've been raising awareness of businesses. So tell us about how do you guys post? What's the official way you guys are supposed to post? Okay, for those of us who don't know what a post tracker is.
I was just making the picture. So then we put all that information, who did what, so we put it into the template. To keep track of who did what and when we're doing it.
Excellent. Media team. What are your challenges as a media team? Yeah, go ahead.
Media is the people who make the posters.
Yep, and the videos and.
Yeah, the videos. Well, Maya is the person who does the videos, and one problem with that is that I don't know how to do that, and Maya is not usually here, so that's something I need to learn for the media team. With the posters, sometimes I don't have all the information, so I can independently make all the posters, and I'm not sometimes aware of who's coming in, so I'm like told the day or the day before who's doing this and who's doing that, or like
Right.
who's coming, who's not, who is coming. So I don't know ahead of time, so I could like knock it out in one go. And that's one of the problems. And yeah, I guess I can't really like.
No, that's fine. You've said a lot. No, that's fine. But I will say that we've been posting a lot of these things on the Chop It Up rolling notes. And we've been telling you what's going to happen at least 2-3 weeks in advance. Well, not 2 weeks, but at least a week and a half. I knew we were behind, and we're actually behind because of that same issue of leadership and being able to keep track of what we're doing and when we're doing it. So that is one issue. What about team participation? How do you think you guys are doing on that?
Really great. Everybody comes with a lot of ideas.
All right, I think you're talking about mostly the questions, right? Like coming up with questions.
Yeah.
Or like, okay, what part of participation needs help? Because the participation in different things. She already mentioned that, right?
Yeah.
Posters and communication of what's happening, when it's happening, and all that, right? So what do you guys think are some solutions to some of these issues that have been raised?
Designing people jobs.
All right. Now some of us are not ready for those jobs. Yes, that is the magic trick. The truth is that there's no way, and I've told you guys, there's no way you can get this job done without meeting outside. It's just not possible. It's not possible. It can't start and stop when we meet. It has to be a consistent drumbeat. Like, and another thing, Josh isn't really connected as he should have, and I hope that within the next year, we're gonna make sure that a lot of you that wanna continue will be part of it. But Josh says that you need to literally do things, like you need to post like 5, 6 times a day to break the algorithm or whatever it says, right? We're not there yet. We're nowhere near that. But we need to start thinking of the goals, right? Now, we do have a promo that we need to think of what we want to do. Use your chat GPT, just think of a script. You will change it. It's just so you can get something to start off with. All right. But hi, or watch YouTube and see what people are doing. But we need a promo and an outro, and we would like to put a bunch of these clips together and make an advertising promo for 1 minute, 30 seconds. You just need the script that you can put the pictures in to fit what it is, and it'd be a slideshow. If it doesn't look perfect, fine, we'll get there. But let us get the game plan together. Is that, I mean, okay, can you guys, I saw, I don't know, but you and Josh did a very nice clip where he talked about, can you show me, you want to come and type it in? Please. They barely saw your face. 14,000 views, so I don't think our little extras 20 is gonna really make a big difference. So show me, so if you come here and type it in, I can put it on the, let's put his stuff so we can watch it. Because it was really simple, and it's something I feel we can do, but we don't have the themes and ideas. I don't know, what's this channel? Right? We can do one before you leave, you just have to plan it out. Yeah, but you guys haven't come up with the, you guys need to come up with the stuff, the content, and I will support you, but there's no content. Nobody has said this is what I want to do. Okay, show it. Okay, this is Josh's site.
Which one is it?
I don't know. It's about one girl.
There's a lot of them.
Wow, he does that. I mean, he's just.
No, he
You have
posts
to-
like 20 videos a day though.
Oh, wow.
That's the thing.
So this is Josh's page. 146,000 subscribers. That's a lot. All right, let's just pick one. Has he posted one today? Because he might be in New York. Might be seeing. Okay, this is because of we. I don't get it either. It's not
playing.
It's not playing. Hold on. Well, you have to just see it, then you'll probably get it. Wait.
Oh, it's that one. Oh, it's that one.
You know what I think? Hold on. Let me change it. Might be the. Hold on. It might be this. Let me just double check.